Good morning. This is meteorologist Paul Collar from the National Weather Service in Sullivan. Just want to give you an update on the situation. Things have changed. We right now just have a winter weather advisory for Sheboygan County. The rest of the area has been canceled. The advisory for Sheboygan County will go to 9 p.m. We're thinking a possibility of up to 3 inches there. So the rest of the area, much less. The snowfall, we'll show you that in a minute here.
Where are you using?
So this is the radar here across southern Wisconsin. And we do have pockets of snow. The heavier snow band clipped Sheboygan County. Actually, it moved off to the northeast pretty quick. Some areas around Sheboygan did get about 1 inch. We've had some reports of that amount of snow thus far. But you can see there is still some more pockets of snow, and we think that the better snowfall potential will be across Sheboygan County, and that's why the advisory remains in effect there, and the rest of the area has seen the advisory drop. So this is here a animation of a forecast model that we use. It's just a model, and it's going to go from this is going into the evening hours tonight here as we're picking up the loop, showing lake effect potential. But here it shows the band that just clipped northeast Sheboygan County there. And as we go into the afternoon hours, you can see that the trend is for the northeast part of our forecast area, including Sheboygan, to be hit by some of the pockets of at least the potential of some heavier snowfall. But again, we're only talking up to about 3 inches here, but it could still make for some tricky travel. So you're going to want to, still be alert out there, and that's why we have the advisory in effect. And then as the low, which is tracking off to our south, the winds are going to shift around, and you'll see as the main system snow ends, we're going to see the winds turn in off the lake. So there will be the potential for some lake effect snow in our eastern counties adjacent to Lake Michigan. At this point, we're not thinking it's going to be a big deal, but we'll keep an eye on it because the wind, the favorable wind flow won't hang around for too long. So there will be the potential for kind of a glancing shot of some lake effect this evening along the lakeshore counties. So let's take a look at what we're expecting in the snowfall department. This is our updated, this is the latest forecast that we have. And we'll zoom it in here a little bit. Sheboygan is at 3 inches, Fond du Lac 2, and then lesser amounts, 1 inch or less for a good portion of the area. It's not that you're not going to get snow, it's just not going to accumulate too much. The steadier snowfall, which we've said would be in our northeast county warning area, is still going to be in that area, but we're just not going to see quite as much as we thought since that heavier band went off to our north and east. And I want to show you that in the statewide perspective, and you can see up around Green Bay, Sturgeon Bay, we're talking some pretty hefty snowfall totals there. So it didn't miss our area by much, and we're just kind of getting grazed by it there in Sheboygan County. The rest of the area, the western part of the state, much less. So very little impact across the rest of the state. The heavy snow, again, Rhinelander 5 inches, Sturgeon Bay 7, Green Bay 6. So again, close call, but again, another tricky clipper system like we saw a couple days ago. So these can be tough because there's usually a very sharp cutoff between areas that see a lot of snow and areas that get very little. So these are tricky. They aren't your typical panhandle hooks that, come across and affect a large area. So again, this is the statewide perspective, and you can see the northeast part of the state is where really they're getting the biggest impacts. But bringing it back to the areas of southern Wisconsin, again, for those of you that might just be joining us, this is our forecast. 3 inches in Sheboygan, 2 inches in Fond du Lac, 2 inches in Milwaukee. Again, we are seeing pockets of snow moving across the area, but again, with the lake effect potential, that's why we have that 2 inch there in Port Washington. So we'll keep a very close eye on that lake effect potential. But inland areas, the middle of the county warning area, Jefferson, Madison, the Dells, Portage, an area, even Janesville, look, we're going 0. So much of the area seeing very little in the way of snowfall. So again, the further east you go, closer to the lake, and the further northeast into the southern Wisconsin, Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, those will be the areas where you'll have to kind of keep an eye on things here, as a little bit better chance of some persistent snows there with the accumulation. So that's the latest update right now from the Weather Forecast Office in Sullivan. Drive carefully if you encounter any of this snow out there, and we'll keep you updated from here. Have a good day.